Yeah, he was asleep right there in that crib.
A charred crib, blackened baby doll, and burnt belongings scatter what's left of Katie Hunt's Chesterfield home. Reminders of the lives.
Oh my goodness.
Laughter and love that filled these hollow walls just weeks ago.
Medic 2, Wicklow Lane, structure fire.
And the January 17th morning that would change it all.
I had just entered that deep sleep, and I just remember her screaming.
Screams from this mother and grandmother desperate to save her family.
Single family dwelling. We got Hy-Vee fire showing. Alpha Bravo 4, inch 24 estimate.
It was at that point where everything was starting to burn, and it was just, smoke was insane.
Katie awakens to a smoke-filled room and the sight of her mother holding her 3 children.
Mom handed me Caroline right there, and she had the other 2, and we just turned and came downstairs and walked out the front door, and I turned around, and she was gone.
Got a report of 2 children upstairs and 1 adult upstairs trapped.
Trapped inside as the flames intensified, Katie's mom, Marge, her 3-year-old daughter, Maddie, and 1-year-old son, Colton, along with her paraplegic grandfather, Dick, and grandmother, Margie. From across the street, Katie looks on helplessly when she's met by a police officer.
And he told me, he said, there are no survivors.
And what did you do?
I threw up. I did. I dropped to my knees and I threw up, and I just broke down there in the middle of the street. It was awful, it really was. And you watch the flames and you just think, well, you know, why? Like, what can I do? There was nothing.
The days to follow are filled with despair as Katie and her brother Ricky, who also escaped the fire, bury 5 of their loved ones.
I don't know why I'm still here and they're not. I don't know why she woke me up. She could have walked out with all 3 of my kids.
And on top of this insurmountable loss,
there's so many different things that have to be taken care of, like insurance and estates, and I could never imagine, you know, doing this by myself.
in times of trouble, Katie could always turn to her mother, her best friend and other half.
What do you think she'd be telling you right now?
To take care of her baby, Caroline.
5-year-old Caroline, Katie's only surviving child, and her motivation to keep going.
She understands. We tell her that they're in heaven and they're looking down on her and we'll see them again. She always asks when they can come play.
Maddie, you dancing?
With the little sister who wanted to be like Mommy.
She was my twin. Her horns held up her halo. She was hell on wheels, she really was. She had the sweet side too.
And the little brother who lit up a room and just celebrated his first birthday.
He just started to say mama, and they would say hi mama, and my little boy.
The proudest chapter of her life in a book full of memories.
There's so many memories in this house, and it hurts looking at it. It really does. But you can't dwell on what happened. I have to keep going.
And although Katie would have rewritten the ending to this story, she takes with her a page from her grandfather's book of wisdom, instilled in her under the roof they all shared.
My grandpa always had a saying, family first, family last, family always.
Katie's advice, cherish the moments you have because in a second, life can change. She also recommends doing regular checks of your smoke alarms and have an emergency plan. Ironically, her grandfather was in the disaster business and they had a plan, but she said in the chaos, they didn't stick to it. Katie wants to thank our community for all of the donations. She asks for prayers and assistance as they try to navigate this tragedy. We have ways you can help the family on our website, WTVR.com.